my day for the Sugar and Spice holiday collab, and I'm going to be making a Paleo Magic Coconut Bar. So it's fairly simple, it just takes a little bit of time. If you haven't already, go check out Nikki's video. I'll include the link below, and hers was yesterday, so please go check that one out. And I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll also be posting the link to the recipe that I found below, right in the comment section. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing, okay, so first all I've done is taken an 8x8 glass like Pyrex container, lined it with tin foil, and that's only because I don't have parchment paper, so it doesn't look quite as pretty, but it's just going to be to help them pop out of there easier. So that's what I'm going to put everything in. I've got a bowl here, and I'm just going to start mixing my ingredients for my crust. So I have 3/4 of a cup of blanched almond flour, 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened shredded coconut. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Actually, I'm gonna put that one in there first. There's my sea salt, and I just use like a Himalayan sea salt from Costco. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla mixed in here, along with a tablespoon of, it says coconut nectar or maple syrup or honey, but I used a agave, what is it? This stuff, blue agave syrup, sweetens things really, really nicely. And then I'm just going to melt my 1/4 cup of coconut oil and mix it all in. Agave, what is it? This stuff, blue agave syrup, sweetens things really, really nicely. And then I'm just going to melt my 1/4 cup of coconut oil and mix it all in. My coconut oil is all heated up there, and I'm just going to mix that in and stir it all up. Hopefully, like, I mean, I always question if the consistency is going to be right when I do this, because it always just seems like it's going to be too dry and it's not going to press in nicely, but I think that this one actually will. So what I'm going to do after this is all combined is just press it in, and that's going to be our bottom layer of crust. And it looks like it's going to be actually really perfect. And it smells pretty good too. It smells kind of like Rice Krispie squares after they've sat in milk for too long, but I swear it is an appealing smell. So I'm going to take that and press it into my prepared pan. I did spray it with a little bit of coconut oil spray just to kind of ensure that it's not going to stick, because I'm a little bit concerned that it's going to stick just a little bit. So I'm just going to press this in. After it's all, you know, pressed down firmly and evenly and whatnot, I'm going to put it in the oven for, it says 12 to 15 minutes at 350 degrees. So we'll see what that does. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to make the filling, because it takes about 45 minutes. So I'll show you when this comes out of the oven. Alright, so I've got my saucepan on medium heat here, and I'm going to pour in my 1 can of full-fat coconut milk. So that was heating up just for a moment there. And then I'm also going to pour in, and this is 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of my agave, or you can use a coconut nectar, or you know, any kind of sweetener, and just those 3 ingredients in there. And I'm going to bring it to a boil and then just simmer. And this has to simmer for 45 minutes. It's going to be like the caramelly part of the bars. So yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on it. And the recipe says to reduce it by half. So it's done when it's reduced by half. So yeah, I'm just going to stir it occasionally. And once it's at a boil, it just goes on low for 45 minutes. And I will give you an update when it's all done and what it looks like. Okay, so it's closer to the 15-minute side of things, but my crust is, it says golden brown. It looks pretty golden brown to me. So I'm just going to get this to cool down nicely and wait for it to be completely cool. But it's got about 45 minutes, about 40 minutes until my filling mixture is ready. So it'll have almost an hour to cool down before we do the next step. So that's just what it looks like. Alright, so it's been about 45 minutes here, and this looks like it's nice and thick, and I would say it's, you know, halved in size. You can see on the edges there, it's down quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I have my crust, I guess you could say, completely done, and it's nice and solid there, and I'm going to pour half of this coconut mixture onto it. So I'm going to do that now. Hopefully you can see it nicely. sure that's all even. And then I'm going to sprinkle, I have 3/4 cup of the shredded coconut and then 3/4 of a cup of the dark chocolate chips. And I'm just going to sprinkle these on. So I'm going to do half of this mixture, half of the chocolate chips, and then some more of the coconut milk mixture. So I've still got my oven on because what I'm going to do is after I'm done layering all this, I'm going to just pop it into the oven. Again, for 30 minutes. Alright, and now I've got some pecans that are just chopped. You can obviously replace it with another kind of nut or something else if you prefer. But we don't have any nut allergies in this house. We've got lots of other allergies, but no nut allergies, so we always keep the nuts in our recipes. And then some more coconut milk. I don't really know how this is going to go on too nicely, but we'll see. And then again with layering. That's kind of a neat noise actually. I'm sure you could add a ton more if you really wanted to. I'm just gonna spread them all around. It doesn't look too aesthetically pleasing just yet. And then, so I'm gonna throw this back in the oven, and I'm just gonna top it with the flake coconut. Because I think it's going to add a nice crispy layer to it. So that's what it looks like before we throw it into the oven here. And I'll let you know what it looks like in about 30 minutes. Alright, so they're out of the oven now after 30 minutes, and it actually looks awesome. And it smells really good too, but I have to let this cool here for an hour, and then after that it's going to spend 2 hours in the fridge. So it's going to be another 3 hours where we actually have to eat these. But yeah, I'm really excited to crack into these. So I'm going to leave this here for an hour, and I'll show you after the 2 hours of cooling in the fridge because there's probably not going to be much change. But as you can see here, it is bubbling a little bit, just in the corners and whatnot. So I can't wait to see how these are going to taste. Background noise, Jax is just in the shower. He's so big. So I left this in the fridge for a little bit longer than what they had said to, just because we fell asleep. So not a big deal. It was about 4 hours instead of 2. And I'm a little bit worried it's not going to lift out of the pan as nicely as maybe it otherwise would have, but that's okay. I'm going to, what you're supposed to do at this point is just lift it onto a cutting board and cut it. But I'm thinking I might just cut it in here. Might be a better idea, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. It is actually coming out quite nicely. I just don't want it to completely break apart. So I think it's gonna cut nicely and pop out of here okay. So we're gonna try that because it's super crumbly with all that coconut, which is what I was hoping it wouldn't be. So I'm just gonna cut it into decent sized squares. I hate this tinfoil. I feel like it looks so ugly, but there we go. There they are. I'm just going to put them on a plate and get my little taste tester to come and test these for me, and we will see how they are. I mean, I took like a tiny little scoop. There's like a corner piece, and I took a little bite because I had to. It was really good. So we will see. So we're going to do our taste test. Don't mind, I'm not wearing any makeup, and his hair isn't really combed and tried, but it's kind of blah. He's been wanting to eat these. Hey, he's been wanting to eat these all morning. So we're going to do our taste test. We have our pieces of our magic coconut bars. Okay, grab one and take a bite. No, the whole one. All morning. I need to eat this. I need to eat this. Come on.
Okay.
No, the whole thing. Take a bite. So one thing I noticed was, woo, they're really messy. But this top layer kind of comes off. It's not as fused onto the bottom layer as I would have thought it would be. So I probably wouldn't start with coconut first. I would do chocolate and then coconut and then pecans, because I think that the coconut helps it to not kind of fuse together. But they're really yummy. For something that has no sugar, is that good? It's like yum, yum, yum. For something that has no sugar in it, it's really, really good. And for if you look at how healthy it is, it's delicious. So I would probably say my cheesecake recipe was my favorite, my healthy cheesecake, but this is good as well. And I'll probably be bringing it to some of our Christmas functions, just as a healthy alternative. And it looks pretty too. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching.
I got that super beats.
You got what?
I got that super beats.
He got that football at the beach. Random. Please watch Lindsay Learnser. I'll include the link to her channel below, and she's going to be doing tomorrow's vlog. So please stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to have a new vlog up really soon. Bye. Say bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. And pull a button.
Yeah.